Good morning and welcome to another video. I'm Crystal, one half of For Love of the Mouse, and this day we are doing something a little bit different. If you're new around here, we would love for you to click that subscribe button, click that like button if you like what we're doing, and that bell notification so that you can be notified when we release new videos. I'm getting a little crazy today. Not really. These videos are all over YouTube and the internet, and I love watching them. They're some of my favorite videos to watch. And I've wanted to do one for a really long time and kind of get into a new style of video for me. So when we sit down and film a video, it's just not who I am. Like, I don't sit down and like just talk. Like, I always have to be doing something. And so I thought for me, a chit chat kind of get ready with me video would be so much more my style and would help me just be more me on the video. And so that's what we're doing today. It is a super casual day around here. We're not doing much of anything. I have to go to the grocery store and go to my parents' house later. And we are on a live stream later tonight. But other than that, this is just like a typical day. But I wanted to film this. I've been wanting to film it for a long time. So I grabbed my coffee and I grabbed some of my makeup, and I'm just going to get ready for the day and chat with you guys about stuff that's going on in Disney, stuff that's going on just life and lifestyle, and would love to hear from you guys what's going on with you in these realms. So it's really just like us sitting down and having a conversation and me getting ready, because that's so much more my style than just sitting down and talking to the camera. So this is my first video like this, so be nice. If there's anything that you think I can improve on, I would love to hear from you guys. But like I said, this is my first one. I do a lot over on the blog of lifestyle vlogs. We highlight a ton of Disney stuff. In the last year, I've really wanted to expand that realm and really talk about other stuff. So like, I do full glam tutorials over there. I talk about favorite products. I talk about just travel in general. I talk about everything over on the blog. So if this is like your style of thing, definitely make sure that you're checking out our blog, because I release a ton of content just like this, and my writing style is very much how I talk. So I'm a writer. I write for a living. So when I started the blog, I wanted to start doing something different, right, than having to write about work stuff. So that was, and writing is a huge outlet for me. It's like a huge creative outlet. It's been that way my whole life. So when I started the blog, I was like, we love Disney, let's just talk about Disney. And then as it kind of evolved, I was like, I need to talk about more than just Disney. And so I kind of want to bring that over here as well. I know that a lot of our Disney family loves to stick to just Disney, and we're going to talk about Disney. I have a ton of Disney to talk about today, so don't worry, but I'm also just going to get ready. Now, this is not a makeup vlog. I'm not talking about like every single product and that I have codes for everything, nothing like that. I'm just getting ready because I need to do something with my hands, and I thought this would be fun. So that's what we're doing. I'll talk a little bit about some of the products that I'm using, if they're like my absolute favorite products, or if I have something to say about them. But for the most part, we're just gonna sit down and talk about life, because there's a lot of life going on. I haven't put makeup on in a while because my favorite primer is my Becca Backlight primer. It's not working. So good thing I brought a backup. So I'm gonna go in with the Ordinary silicone primer. This is a really inexpensive brand. I love this brand, and they put out really great products, and they're really inexpensive. The importance of a primer is really, I hear people talk all the time about like how primers aren't that important. They really help to do what they say they're gonna do. So if it's like a blurring primer, then it really helps to blur your pores. But it also helps like all of your product to go on smoothly. In addition, like using your fingers, the natural oils in your fingers, just like when you apply your skincare, you use your fingers. So if you're going to apply your skincare, which is the most important thing you put on your face, using your fingers, putting your primer on can really help to activate it with your fingers. So that's why most people, most makeup artists, everybody who does makeup uses their fingers to put on primer, is because the natural oils in your finger will really help to activate the product and to get it to smooth evenly across the skin, which in turn helps your actual products smooth evenly across the skin. So enough about that. Let's talk about Disney. There is so much going on in Disney lately. It is so crazy. So we've started festival season at Epcot in Walt Disney World, which is so exciting. We love festival season. Last year we were able to attend, we did not attend Food and Wine. Did we? No. And we didn't attend Food and Wine because we didn't actually end up going to Epcot on our trip. for that festival. And so we didn't end up going to the festival, but normally we love Food and Wine. We love all the festivals. They're so much fun. They have so much delicious food. And we just released our foodie guide for Festival of the Arts, which started on January 8th and runs until January 22nd. It is the shortest running festival at Disney, and it is so fun. So it's so artistic. If you've never been to Festival of the Arts, definitely recommend going at some point. It's an annual festival, and every year it's the shortest festival, but it really like kicks off festival season, which is so fun because there's 4 main festivals at Disney, as all of us know. There is Festival of the Arts, which is first, Flower and Garden, which is my personal favorite, and I have really exciting news about that, so stay tuned. And then there's Food and Wine, and then there's Festival of the Holidays, which is definitely, in my opinion, the most underrated festival at Epcot. But Festival of the Arts just started, and it is so fun because there are so many different ways that Festival of the Arts like gets creative in artistic ways. So they have chalk art, which is amazing. It's 3D. It's almost like you are just watching real life, like a movie come to life. It's so stunning. I don't know how they do it. I am not artistic in that way in any way, shape, or form. But I think it's so stunning, and they're so creative and so awesome. A lot of times they also have interactive like art installations. So they had people that were in like full gold, and they were walking around like interacting with people. I think that was last year or the year before, maybe both. And then they also have artists come, and they are all throughout World Showcase, and they're talking about their amazing art. They have everything from resin art to Disney art it's just so stunning. So if art is your thing, definitely take advantage of this festival. And then of course there's the food, which is always one of the best things about any festival is the food, because Disney has great food and they have so much fun, so many fun and different flavors all around each festival. So there's like really something for everyone, which I think is just so awesome. We love going to this festival and trying new food. This was actually the first place that we ever tried escargot, was at the French Pavilion for, I think it was Flower and Garden. It's just so fun. Like they have like a sushi donut, which is back again this year if you haven't seen. And one of the most amazing things that they have brought back that they've brought to this festival this year is this passion fruit, dragon fruit mousse. It just looks so stunning. The color of dragon fruit it's just so stunning. I love it. It's so cool. And tropical flavors are really my thing. I love tropical flavors. So like anything passion fruit is always going to get me. And this dish, we'll put a picture of it from Disney up on the screen, and it looks so delicious. I'm just so jealous that we're not going to be able to go to the festival this year. But exciting news, we are going to be there for opening day of Flower and Garden, which is March 3rd. We have never actually been to opening day of a festival before. We were at closing day of Festival of the Arts last year, but we have never been to opening day of a festival. So that is so fun. I'm so excited. Flower and Garden Festival is my absolutely favorite festival at Disney, and they haven't released the food menus yet or anything like that, but it's going to be so awesome. I'm so excited. Which festival at Disney is your favorite festival? I would love to hear, because I know that most people say Food and Wine. I think second would probably be Flower and Garden, but Flower and Garden is just so awesome. Each festival brings something different and exciting to like a new group of people. So it's really fun too, is that they have something for everyone at every festival. I love that. I cannot wait until someday they're able to bring back like the interactive demonstrations and things. So Food and Wine Festival 2 years ago had this really fun tailgating thing where you got to go and they cooked like a football related meal, and then you got to taste it all, and it was really cool. And it was a Sunday night game, which was actually the Broncos were playing that Sunday night. We're huge Broncos fans, and so we got to watch like a Bronco themed meal get made, and then we got aprons. We got Bronco aprons. It was so fun. It was so cool. So I hope that someday we're able to bring that back. It would be really awesome. So that's something that's going on in Disney, is the start of Festival of the Arts. Another really fun thing that we definitely have to talk about is that park hopping has returned. If you are familiar, once Disney reopened, you had to have a park reservation in order to enter the park. And you still do have to have a park reservation to get into the park. So how it's working is you have to register you have to get your park reservation for the park that you're gonna go to first in the morning, right? So I'm just gonna use an example. So you're going to Hollywood Studios and you have to go into that park. So don't just think that you can make a park reservation at any park and then you can not go to that park and just go wherever you want. But if you go to your first park, so you go to Hollywood Studios, you get a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance, you do all of that, and then you are like, I'm gonna go over to Magic Kingdom. So after 2 o'clock, you can go over to any other park you want without a park reservation unless otherwise stated by Disney, which currently you don't have to have another reservation. You can go to any other park that you want as long as they're allowing admittance. So as long as they're not at capacity, which is really fun. Park hopping is one of the things that we have missed the most with going back to Disney. We have, and you know, we're certainly not complaining. We totally understand. We get it. We get why this is a thing. And we get that this is a great way for them to control capacity. I also want to point out that Disney has said that the reservation system is here to stay. So we don't know if it will ever go away, but them saying that the reservation system is here to stay, I think we can expect that at least for the foreseeable future, you're going to have to make a park reservation. So go to Disney's website, learn all about it. We also talk about it a ton on the blog, so you can learn all about how to make your reservation and how to navigate the parks right now. There's one of the biggest things that we've noticed since the reopening of the parks that's been such a huge change is that the food options are really limited. And so sometimes getting food was the longest line that we stood in. I didn't stand in it, Bryson stood in it, for our October trip. And all he wanted was coffee and like something to tide him over until our lunch, which was at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna start on my eyes. I'm using, so I have these 2 new palettes. I'm gonna do a full glam tutorial on the blog using the Baroque palette. This is a ColourPop palette. It's super stunning. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I also don't use blues very often, but I love, like, blue is one of my favorite colors. So I'm really excited to do a full glam with that, but today I'm just doing super casual. So I'm gonna use another one from that collection. This is the ColourPop Ornate palette. ColourPop is just an amazing brand. If you're not familiar, they do a ton of Disney collaborations. So if you're a Disney fan, you definitely need to check out ColourPop. Their stuff is really affordable. Their stuff is really high quality. Like, it's quite honestly, it's some of the best products on the market and one of the most reasonably priced. So they also have a child collection palette based off of The Mandalorian, which is super fun. And stay tuned to our channel soon because we might have something fun coming your way that is Mandalorian themed. That's neither here nor there. But today we're gonna use the Ornate palette and I'm just gonna do like a super easy look for the day. I'm not getting crazy with anything. The food at Disney has been something that has been, I don't want to say like a challenge, like it's food, right? Like it's not the end of the world, but it is definitely something that has been a change for us that we've had to get used to, is dealing with the limited food options. Also the mobile order, like a lot of things run mobile order. What we didn't know was when we went in December is that they were really limiting mobile order for some places. So one of my absolute favorite snacks at Disney is they don't call them Pop-Tarts, but they're Pop-Tarts from Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. And when Disney reopened, Woody's was not among one of the first restaurants to reopen. So when they reopened and we went in October, it wasn't open. But when we went in December for my birthday and our Christmas trip, it was open, but you had to have you had to mobile order. And like, we were like, oh, that's no big deal, right? Like, we mobile order all the time. Like, that's totally no problem. So we thought it would be really simple for us to just like mobile order, go get a Pop-Tart, no big deal. No, it was sold. So I wanted a Pop-Tart just as a snack. And we were like, oh, we'll just grab lunch there because they have pretty good food. And the mobile orders, we logged on at like 11 a.m. and the mobile orders were sold out or not available until like 5 o'clock. And we were like, what? We did not expect that. So tip to you, if you want to eat at Woody's Lunchbox, I'm not sure. Obviously, like, that's been a little while now, but that was definitely eye-opening for us. And the food options were crazy. So when we were at Magic Kingdom one day, Bryson really he just wanted, like I said, like a snack to like tide him over until lunch. And he ended up so he walked over to Starbucks, which is where we normally we always like go and get coffee in the morning. And so he walked over to Starbucks, and the line was out Starbucks, down Main Street towards the train station, all the way in. There's like a little alcove that goes back. It goes back, and it was all the way in there, all the way around, all the way back out, and like halfway down Main Street. And he was like, I'm not waiting in that. And so we popped over to Gaston's Tavern. They have really good cinnamon rolls, and we popped over there, and he ended up waiting in that line to get a coffee and a cinnamon roll. I rode 2 attractions. I rode the Little Mermaid, which had like a 35-minute wait, and one other thing, and I got like 15 photo pass in the amount of time that he was in line. So just know that, especially earlier in the morning at these parks, a lot of the dining options aren't opening. They are opening more and more, so definitely like stay tuned to our blog or our vlog, because we talk about them here too, to know like what's opening. But that's something that we've had to adjust with going to the parks ourselves. One of the things that we've done is we go to the grocery store and we'll pick up coffee. So instead of getting coffee at the parks, because we currently you can't walk around with a coffee, right? You have to be seated. Well, that's just not our style. So we'll go get our coffee. I'll have my coffee like as I'm getting ready in the morning, and he'll do the same, and we'll get some breakfast stuff. So in our last trip, we stayed at Key West, and he wanted to get some breakfast stuff. So we picked out some breakfast sandwiches and some little breakfast burritos in the frozen section, and we kept them in our little mini fridge in our room. And it was DVC resort, so obviously like not all of the resorts have this option, but we were able to microwave our food every morning and do it that way, which really helped us, especially the coffee thing. So we were able to get our coffee, and we could just skip right past Starbucks, which I did an Instagram post the other day and talked about this, but one of the things, it's so silly, one of the things I miss the most about Disney is being able to just go in and grab our coffee in the morning and wander the park and maybe get a couple photo pass, and just like we always like to go to the partner statue and pay a little tribute to Walt, and that's just something that is not, obviously it's just not possible right now, so which is totally fine, but because of that we've just kind of changed the way we do a few things. So that was one of the things that we changed. So if you're planning a trip to Disney, definitely check out our blog and follow along, because we have a ton of tips about what has changed at Disney, what is going on, like what is coming, restaurants that are opening. They have opened some additional dining locations, so be sure to be aware of that. Also, be sure to be aware that there are no character meet and greets. There's also no character there's a caveat. There's no character dining. And when I say that, the characters don't come up to you to get photos like they used to, right? And we definitely think that that'll return, but that's just something that is not happening right now. So character dining is just not really a priority for us right now, just because it really is about the characters for us. Like, I don't go to character dining for the food, I go for the characters, and so it's just not something that we're prioritizing right now. Like, we're kind of going to other things. But we did go to California Grill, and that was so delicious. I just love California Grill so much. It's so good. But, you know, it is expensive, so definitely be aware of that. I think the bottom line really is that Disney is what you make of it, right? So people have said, I've heard a lot of people say, like, the magic's gone, the magic isn't there right now. And I think that you just have to look at it in a way that, like, the magic is different. So Disney's still open. The magic is still there. The characters are still there. You just have to adapt your expectations and really know what you're getting into when you go. So if you go and you are thinking about all of the things that aren't available and how much you miss, like the fireworks, like obviously like we miss the fireworks. It's like a huge, I love the fireworks. And in fact, on New Year's Eve, we watched Disney live stream, well, they didn't live stream. They streamed a previous year of the New Year's Eve fireworks, and I think they ended up streaming like 2017, and I bawled. I just miss it. Like, I just miss it. I miss the magic. I miss being able to go and get away from like the reality, but the reality is that going to Disney right now, you're still getting away from reality because it's still magical. You just have to adapt your expectations and really like adjust yourself to know that they're doing everything they can to provide the magic for us, and that we have to do our part too. And kind of, I don't want to say curb your expectations, but monitor your expectations so that you know what you're getting into and you know like what's changed in Disney and what hasn't. Have you guys been to Disney since the reopening? What are your thoughts? What are your best tips for people who are planning a trip to Disney or really planning to travel in general, right? Because if they're going anywhere, everywhere is different. Everywhere has different rules and regulations right now. So it's definitely so important that if you're going to travel, we talk about this a lot on the blog, that if you're going to travel, you know what is being expected of people who are traveling to where you're going. So is there mandatory quarantine? Are masks required? Is outdoor dining open? Like if you're coming to Colorado and you were coming in the last few weeks before, I think last week, you couldn't dine outside. And Colorado can be pretty cold in the winter. So that was like, obviously that would have been a shock to people. But just manage your expectations and really like know what you're getting into and know how, like, you have a responsibility as well to make it magical, I guess is what I'm saying. So that's where I'm at with that. Well guys, I am ready for the day. All I have to do is my lips, which I'm going to do off camera. So I'm going to do those real quick because I cannot talk and do that at the same time. So I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll come back and I'll finish up this video. And thank you guys so much for being here. So just hold on for 1 second. All right guys, I'm back. I just did my lips. I used a ColourPop lippy pencil in Good and Plenty, Too Faced nude lip in Birthday Suit, and then a high shine gloss on top. This is a gloss that I got from, I think in an Ipsy Glam bag. So I really like it. It smells really good. But that is going to do it. I want you to know that I do not look like this every day. Most days I don't put on any makeup because I work from home. And if I don't have any meetings or anything like that, all I'm doing is going to the gym or going for a run and working in leggings or sweatpants all day. But sometimes it feels good to just put on a little bit of makeup, and I had a really good time doing this. This is something that I have wanted to do for a long time. This is something that I love when other people do, and I love makeup and I love doing that, but I'm not a makeup artist. I just love doing it. And so for me to be able to just like chat with you guys about what's going on in Disney and like what's going on with us and just touch base and see how you guys are doing. You know, do you have trips coming up? What's going on? How was your last trip? Like, what did you think? Where did you go? All this kind of stuff. That's just the stuff that I love to do. So I might do live streams in the future that are similar to this. So like a Chit Chat Get Ready With Me live stream. I think that would be really fun. But I wanted to do one that was recorded first so that I could get it under my belt and kind of get an idea for like what I was doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, I would love a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this where we just chat about what's going on and I can get ready. It's like 2 birds with 1 stone. And let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, whatever day it is that you're watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Be sure to click that subscribe button so that you're subscribed to our channel. Click that like button if you like what we're doing and that bell notification so that you can be notified every time we release a video. We have a really fun trip coming up here in the next couple of months, so we're going to have even more Disney content coming your way. And be sure to check out our blog for theloveofthemouse.com. It is a labor of love love. I love it. It's a full-time job and it's all me over there doing it. So I would love for you guys to check it out and let me know what you think of our blog posts. Thank you for stopping by. And for the love of the mouse, never forget that it all started with a mouse. We only need